Foreclosure is a legal process that allows your lender to sell your house and use the money to pay back the loan. Georgia is a non-judicial foreclosure state. If you are in default on your loan, the bank does not have to file a court case to foreclose. To foreclose, the lender only has to follow special rules to notify you. Once a foreclosure happens, the new owner will still need to go through the eviction process before you are required to move. If you have missed a mortgage payment or know you will not be able to pay your mortgage, it is best to take action before the foreclosure process begins. Contact your mortgage company to talk about your options or talk to a free HUD-certified housing counselors. In addition, financial assistance may be available from the Georgia Homeowner Assistance Fund program. Generally, although not always, a mortgage company cannot foreclose until you are 120 days delinquent on your payment. In Georgia, your mortgage company can foreclose without filing a legal case against you. They still must follow some rules. The mortgage company must give you notice of the sale by sending a written notice of the foreclosure sale no less than 30 days beforehand by certified, registered, or overnight mail. Advertising the foreclosure sale in the legal newspaper for 4 weeks before the foreclosure sale. Foreclosure sales are held on the first Tuesday of each month on the courthouse steps between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. If the bank has started the foreclosure process, talk to a lawyer as soon as possible. You may have options to keep your home or stop the foreclosure. Even after the foreclosure process has started, the mortgage company may still be willing to work out a payment plan. If you cannot work out a plan with the mortgage company, you might also be able to avoid foreclosure by selling the home or filing for bankruptcy. Be aware that third parties will often try to scam people who are facing foreclosure. Talk to a lawyer or HUD-certified housing counselor about any offers you get. Once the foreclosure sale takes place, you no longer own the home. However, the new owners cannot force you to leave immediately. They must get a court order to evict you. Over 350,000 foreclosure filings were received in the United States in 2023. When homeowners face financial hardships and fall behind on their mortgage payments, they often risk losing their hard-earned homes. The process can be especially overwhelming in Georgia due to the non-judicial process, which expedites the foreclosure timeline. Georgia's non-judicial foreclosure process allows a foreclosure to be completed much faster than in other states. Foreclosures occur in the state of Georgia on the first Tuesday of each month, and the mortgage company must give you notice and publish the foreclosure in the local newspaper 4 weeks prior to the foreclosure. The foreclosure is followed by an eviction process of 14 to 30 days. It begins with a 120-day pre-foreclosure period followed by 4 key steps. Pre-foreclosure. Before a foreclosure officially begins, you must be over 120 days delinquent on payments. This is a general rule under federal law, but there are exceptions. The day after the late payment to the beginning of the foreclosure is often called the pre-foreclosure stage. This 120-day period allows you to avoid foreclosure and submit a loss mitigation application. During this time, the lender cannot create a foreclosure notice or begin filing for foreclosure. They must provide a breach letter and loss mitigation options, such as a repayment plan or loan modification. 30-day notice of intent to foreclose. The lender must send a notice of intent to foreclose 30 days before scheduling a foreclosure sale. This notice must include the name, address, and telephone number of the individual or entity with authority to negotiate, amend, or modify the mortgage terms. It also may include a copy of the published advertisement, which must be sent by registered mail, certified mail, or overnight delivery, with a return receipt requested to the designated address. If the notice does not meet these requirements, it can be deemed invalid, and the foreclosure can be delayed or canceled until all notice requirements are met. Publication of the notice of sale. Before proceeding, the foreclosure sale must be publicly advertised at least once a week for 4 weeks in an official newspaper in the county where the property is located. The advertisement ensures prospective buyers are notified of the sale and have enough time to prepare. Reinstating the loan. You typically have the opportunity to pay back the money you owe and reinstate the loan up until 5 days before the foreclosure sale. However, it's highly suggested that you consult with a legal professional to confirm your exact rights and deadlines in your situation. The payment must include the full amount of missed payments, any incurred late fees or interest, and legal fees. If the lender receives this payment, they will cancel the sale, and you can continue mortgage payments under the original loan policy. Foreclosure sale. If the lender does not receive the money owed, they'll continue with the foreclosure sale on the first Tuesday of the month. The sale typically takes place at the county courthouse. The lender often makes a credit bid, which is the amount of debt owed at the time of the sale. Once the sale is complete, a non-judicial foreclosure generally cannot be reversed at all, and you will need to leave. While the new owner may be willing to work with you to set up a move-out date, usually they will simply try to evict you. This is done by filing an eviction, also called a dispossessory affidavit, with the local court. You will be served a copy of this, and once you are served, you have 7 days to respond in writing to the court and the new owner. If you do not respond, the new owner can get an order requiring you to leave immediately. If you do not leave at this point, the sheriff's office may assist with removal. Your options during foreclosure. When is it too late to stop foreclosure? While the best time to take action is during the pre-foreclosure period, you have options available to stop the sale of your property once the foreclosure process begins, including reinstating the loan, redeeming the property, or filing for bankruptcy. Reinstating the loan. You can prevent the foreclosure of your property up to 5 days before the sale by paying off the arrears and reinstating the loan. The payment must include all overdue fees and expenses, including missed payments, late fees, and foreclosure process costs. Once the loan is reinstated, the lender halts the foreclosure, and you can continue making regular payments. Redeeming the property. The foreclosure is done through a judicial process, which is less common in Georgia. You have the right of redemption for up to 12 months after the sale. To do this, you must pay off the total debt and any additional fees or interest. The purchaser often provides a written notice outlining the date your right to redeem expires, 30 days before expiration. Filing for bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy allows you to immediately halt the foreclosure of your property. You can file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, which effectively stops the foreclosure. You have up until the date of sale to file with the clerk of the U.S. Bankruptcy Court. Once you file, an automatic stay goes into effect, preventing the lender from foreclosing on the property and collecting debt. The stay can delay the sale for a matter of months and allow you enough time to retain your home. The most effective means to keep the home is to file a Chapter 13 case where the arrears are paid through a Chapter 13 plan over a period of 3 to 5 years.